Okay. Hi, everyone. Thank you for staying on till this long. Actually, it's perfect to be speaking after or showing after Amina because a lot of my work also is very close to the idea of birds and bird. And especially, is Amina still here? Or she's just left? I think one of the interpretations of that particular thing that you refer to is also called logic of birds, which anyway, you'll see that in my work. So I was just feeling very happy about the fact that I'll be coming soon after Amina when Rahul made that awful joke about racism, which is in a very lopsided way, even more on the cue to what I'm going to show next. After you guys have all seen the advert, I'm looking for an assistant. I thought I'll let you know what artists go through. Really badly need an assistant. Okay, what do I have to do with this? So okay, so I just have to go forward and backward. Okay, I'm starting from the middle. I didn't know how to tell this story today. You can tell it in 500 million ways. Today the story starts from the middle. I was in Cameroon in 2004. I was in a village. I was in a village which was intended to be an artist village. And my brief was to work with people. I often do workshops. I work a lot with video. In a previous avatar, I was a painter some 20 years ago. There was an interim period of photography, which is making a return again now. I've always continued to draw with all these other things. And along the way, I realized that my work is very performative. And the realization came before I was armed with any kind of discourse on performance, which I'm still seeking for. I just know a little bit about it. But actually, and of course, a lot of all these little journeys and, keeping an ear to the ground and trying to, being very dissatisfied with every success as painter or whatever, and therefore making jumps and moves to things one did not know, moving from object to non-object, as was a beautiful subject of the conversation yesterday between Geeta and Anish Kapoor. I was able to do all this through various, traversing through different places and scholarships here and there. Most of these scholarships were afforded by white Western countries, so that's what I had done until 2004, where I suddenly found myself in Cameroon on this workshop. And for the very first time, I saw that the tables were turned, and I was for the first time being seen as the more privileged person. And suddenly, of course, there was a lot of camaraderie, and I also felt very comfortable because even in India, if you're in the south, people are as dark and as beautiful and as erotic as Cameroonians. However, they also saw the difference, and they also continuously, with their very telling black humor, kept pointing, black humor, pun not intended, kept pointing it out to me. And quite apart from the fact of the workshop, every place one travels, this is how I make my work. I travel. My work is not about representation. It's very much about experience. And I then make things out of everyday life experience. Sometimes it may seem perhaps narcissistic that I often use myself, but actually it's the reverse. I feel that I find it very true to come back to the self. And again and again, this notion of self in the world. So very often it's also to do with the body and embodiment, but that I'll come to later. So during all of these various, trials and triangulations, I actually also end up making some other work on the side. And I had a great chemistry with this guy called David. And I think a little sequence with him completely epitomized what I was going through, which was the strange juxtapositioning where I was in the situation where all the things that one had been thinking about, living years in England and in Europe and all that. And so a kind of reversal of racism. It's a real pity. I thought this was a 7-minute format. I didn't bring the videos itself. I thought I was not going to be able to show any. So this is just a still from the video. But I can quickly describe it to you. It is basically this hand which explores the head in every which way for 7 minutes. Nothing happens, nothing dramatic happens, but what looks like is as if the hand is sculpting the head in some way, and in a very imperceptible way, every now and then the hand becomes violent. Violent, and you can't tell whether it's love play, whether it's foreplay, or whether it's some kind of need for aggression or oppression. And because the head remains fairly passive, you no longer know actually whether the head is actually winning the game or the hand is. And I deliberately chose a very white background, so my own hand, that's my hand, is the middle tone, and of course David's head is the darkest tone. So this again, the idea of race is not the only. I hate politics with a capital P, and I think there are also always so many. Life is much more complex, and there are so many things at play at any given time. So there is also so much potent sexuality. It's all about the war of the sexes. It's about color. It's about race. It's about many things to me. And well, it's a pity that you can't see the work. The next slide that I'm going to show you. Some years later, it became actually quite important to every frame, every still of that in that video. This video is very widely seen in various museums and so on. But every frame seems very iconic. And I have made about 40-50 videos by now, and not always do I do this, but with two works I have actually made stills out of videos as stills in their own right, because there's something very sculptural about them, and because in a way with these two works, this and another work called Bird, it felt like the whole matrix needs to be revealed simultaneously. And the reason I'm telling you this is because, the crowd at Manthan is always mixed, not necessarily people who are only from the art background. And it's also one way of sharing how this kind of practice survives or moves forward, and what are the things which happen. Even when I speak of non-object or non-objectification, what is it that I actually do, and, how many forms does an idea take? So this thing about video stills, which is quite prevalent in certain places, was not so prevalent here until I think this was this was the first series of video stills, which was done in 2000. Well, there was something preceding this, and then this one in 2007. This is another one that I'm talking about. It's called Bird Retake. Bird is again a video piece where I felt that the whole matrix of the work needed to be revealed simultaneously, because every still was quite iconic. And Bird is very much about being a body, the flesh and blood, but also a certain kind of a body, so therefore the clothes had to be left behind. In India, of course, this was seen as a very transgressive, provocative, etc. work. And when I first made it, 1998, I was still at Royal College of Art in London, came back here, showed it, and I saw all the galleries' doors shut in my face. Center called Elle at Pompidou, which is 150 years of women artists from the collection of the Pompidou. And Bird is in a dialogic space with Marina Abramovich's work and the works of Anna Mendieta, Karli Schneemann, and there's one more, Valley Export. So these are all people who in the 60s were experimenting with, the first people who actually were the big mamas of performance, and were experimenting with using the body primarily, and some very basic things, basic ways of shooting, basic ways of movement, etc. Well, one can say a lot more about it, but I'll move on. This is the one of the versions of the stills. It's quite interesting. I think while the resistance here was very much about the fact that this is a naked person, a naked body, it was when the work started to circulate around the world, there are other kinds of resistance and other kinds of criticism which I heard. Especially in the West, it was very much about the fact that people couldn't stand that one could actually be fat and be naked for a camera. So that's, so I suppose, I mean, a lot of people say it, and I actually am shy to point it out because it's so obvious. And as I said, I like to use politics with a small p, not a capital P. But there is this thread of questioning what beauty is, what the term beauty connotes, and where do we find beauty, but always also in relation to truth. Here's another work. It was a sequel to Bird made soon after, called Closet. The video, it's a 2-channel video, which basically it's very much about neurosis, and the neurosis is manifest through this act of constantly changing clothes. And this is one of the places where I've actually used all kinds of editing and video, the tricks and device, because I'm also treating the material very, very almost as if it was organic, and it's like this very sort of a repeat cycle of being very nervous and being anxious about one's anxiety, about what is the way I want to present myself to the world. So the person in the video is absolutely constantly changing and rechanging clothes and looking into the mirror and talking to herself almost like a mad woman. Again, this thread of the nomad and the mad woman is also something which runs through many of my works, which will get madder and madder as the minutes proceed. Is that a... Okay. So this is how the work is installed. With video, it's sometimes quite frustrating. People think, when people invite a work, they think, okay, it's easy because there's a disc and you can send it somewhere. But very often, if it's an installation, actually it really behaves like it's totally to do with how you show it in the space. It's a very phenomenological experience. It has to be experienced in a certain way. So for instance, Bird, and I'm very particular about this, it has to be larger than life, a lot larger in scale, and then it's a twin image which actually multiplies this very sort of frenzied, frenetic, neurotic act of changing, so that any person who enters the space is completely surrounded by this other person's projection. It's like a projection of their anxiety onto you. Whereas it's a very different experience if you see it on a small monitor or if you see it on the internet or something. So there are different works which do adhere to different formats. This is another work which started in 2000. I sometimes also work my way through things, ideas, and make works over extended period of time. So this is a work called Flower Carrier, and although it began, the point of departure, or the starting point actually, was a piece of text from Milan Kundera's Immortality, where the protagonist feels that at a certain moment, she steps out from an interior into a street, and suddenly it's a moment opposite to an epiphanous moment, and she's so struck by ugliness that she says to herself that she needs to grab a flower from a florist and walk through the rest of her life on the streets everywhere, just looking at this point of that flower, in the effort to obliterate everything else, even if people think she's mad, and even if they call her the mad woman with the forget-me-not. In the book, the flower was the forget-me-not, the purple flower. So I was very struck by this text. I used that in various ways. I made drawings, I made postcards, writing the text itself. But at a certain moment in 2000, when I came back from England after a few years, and I was immediately into a residency in Modinagar, which is a very small town, which is again a very ghost-like, derelict town, which has been sucked dry of all its resources and people have moved away. I was reminded of the place where I was born and grew up, Saharanpur, and the Kundera's text came back to me, and I actually felt like doing it. The reason I'm bringing this work and explaining this at length is, for me, when I say performative, it usually means becoming something through doing something. It's not so much about a certain kind of enactment or representation, or about, there are various ways in one can perform, but one of those is basically just to figure your way through things through doing something. So then I decided that I would walk with this flower, And initially, around the year 2000, it just was a very compelling thing which I needed to do. But slowly I started to record it, and I actually did it for about 6 years through various countries wherever I went. During this time, various versions got made. I have version 1 and I have version 3, and I have a version 2 which is in my head, which never really got out. But basically, version 1, the difference between the two was that version 1 was very much a documentation of all the walks, but having seen all of those together, in retrospect, I actually scripted a piece for a video for version 3, which I performed in Barcelona with music and with everything. So this is a still from version 3 in 2006. Well, this is again a very different work. I brought it in here to say that for me, a flower carrier is in a way also very much about, in a subtle way, looking at the city, because the thing which remains constant is myself and the flower, and this kind of walk where I'm in the middle of public, but I'm actually totally unaware of what's around me, and I'm totally absorbed by looking at that point of the flower. But what is happening in the video is that one is being taken through various parts of various cities and different parts of the world. This is another work called Meet, where again it is about this whole cycle of consummation and annihilation, and this whole, cycle of consumption within the city. So what I did was I shot in Old Delhi this boy who was plucking feathers off a chicken. And again, this video gets juxtaposed as a perpendicular thing. So on the one hand, you see this boy who keeps plucking feathers off a chicken in a hypnotic gaze. And the second video loop which plays next to it is this dog which constantly, it's a loop, so constantly chews this piece of meat. And it's edited in such a way that you can't tell whether he's actually digesting the meat or ingesting it. The cycle just goes on and on, almost as a mantra. Another little attempt to talk about what goes on in the city. This is a very large pile of trash. But then when I was making it, Vivan Sundram had this exhibition, and I thought, well, I should stop working on this project. This is also to tell you some of the things artists have to do. We live with each other, and then, there are kindred spirits. Somebody does something, somebody else does. And you may be at point A and somebody else may be at point A at the same time with the same subject, or they may have already reached point X. I thought that was a beautiful show, and I just stopped my own working with the trash there. Maybe I'll pick it up in some other form one day, but for the moment not. Going back a little bit in moments to speaking about, I spoke about phenomenology and around the period when I made Bird. Some of the work preceding Bird, because my entry into video came from having been a painter for many years, having used photography, but also very much at the moment where I was also reacting. I was in another country, faced with another culture, and of course very uncomfortable with painting as a medium, but beginning to feel that I need to use my own self and my body as a site of experience. And later in works like Meet and Flower Carrier, etc., then therefore placing myself in various sites. So that was a big jump. But here, this is my belly. The work is called Breath, and these are the different stills. So all that happens in the video is this mound which very slowly rises and falls. And again, this is on a loop, so that's what goes on and on. Huh? Actually, many more, but I can end it right here. That's also okay. Okay? Condense it or just stop it? Okay. Well, this is a video called The World. It was shown at the Brooklyn Museum. This is my grandmother. This is again being in the world, and well, I can't talk too much about it. Another project which is ongoing, which is placing containers in different places. The next ambition is to put one either, I thought, outside the Rashtrapati Bhavan or the NGMA, and actually using containers in places where there's a huge architecturally contrast. This was at the Max Miller Bhavan. I had shown that work called The World inside this container, placed in front of a very beautiful classic building of the Max Miller Bhavan. So this is how it is. This another kind of embodiment. There was a workshop a very long time ago where I used a well as my site. I placed a duct, well, a lot of uh, configuration and collaboration with the psychoacoustician led to finally making a work where a whale was placed inside the well, and the sound was also inside, but the way it came out of channel got narrowed and channelized through this vent. If you were standing in the direct line of interference, you could actually be hit by the sound particles, and the sound was amazing. I mean, some people here have seen this work. It was quite strong. I won't go through many of these because also make objects, another kind of embodiment, zoetropes, putting images inside the zoetrope. This is a tribute to Om Kulsum. Once in a while being flamboyant. This whole thing about two-ness, about encounters, either with others or with oneself. This is a work called Lone Women Don't Lie. And this is finally a new project. I'll end with this project, but I'll just run through some slides. It's called Lying Down on the Ground. It has gone through various avatars. The earlier avatar was called Logic of Birds, where I lie down with pigeons. Different versions of this have been shown either as video installations or a public art project in Valencia, as you see here, as a billboard outside a building, or photographs, set of photographs. And also this is a public performance at Arco Madrid. And these are the kind of drawings you send when you negotiate with museum for months and months. So endless number of sketches and whatever. And this is the more recent public performance in Japan at Aichi. Which led to a 20 by 20 meter drawing of traces of people's bodies lying down. Which was recent, a part of it was shown in Shanghai recently. And the poem, there's a poem which goes with it, which I had written, and that was translated and then written in the script, Chinese script, also part of the work. This is what I mostly do. Thank you.
You know how that 7 minutes kind of stretches anyway, and there's art